So this question was asking you for the values of the sine theta, the half angle for sine, the half angle for cosine, and the half angle for tangent. If we do quick Pythagoras theorem, we can see that the value of c, or the hypotenuse, is 13. So since I know the hypotenuse, I know the value of cosine of theta is 12 divided by 13. And I know the value of sine theta, though I won't need it, is 5 divided by 13. Now remember that the half angle formula for sine, cosine, and tangent are all derived from the double angle formula for cosine. So, and I have them right here, half angle formula for sine, cosine, and tangent. Okay, so if I want to get the half angle for sine, then sine of theta over 2, sine of theta over 2 is equal to 1 minus cosine theta, this formula here, the first one, 1 minus cosine theta, so it's 1 minus cosine of theta is 12 over 13, all divided by 2, all on the square root. So if I reduce the fraction inside the square root in the numerator, that will be 13 minus 12 over 2. If I do KFC, that will be times 2 divided by 1. I hope you can see that where did this 2 come from? This was over 13, not 2. Sorry. 13. So 13 minus 12 is 1 over 13 times 2, which just becomes 2 over 13. So that's the expression for the half angle sine. I found it without using a calculator. The one for cosine, I'm going to use this formula here. The one for cosine theta over 2, cosine theta over 2 is going to be equal to 1 plus cosine of theta. Cosine of theta is 12 divided by 13, all divided by 2, all under square root. Now I'm not going to fuss about what quadrant this angle is, because the question also said nothing about it. Because I know you know there is a plus or minus, and the plus or minus is necessary when you're figuring out what the quadrant is. So I'm not going to specify which quadrant it is, because the question did not tell me anything about the quadrant. So simplifying this gives me 13 plus 12 divided by 13 times 2 divided by 1. Everything under square root, plus or minus. Simplifying this gives me 1 times 2 over 13, which ends up being 2 divided by 13, all under square root, still plus or minus. So that's the the sine and cosine. You guys can use this formula to find the one for tangent, right? You can use substitute for cosine in that and find the tangent one. See if your answer is correct. I haven't done it yet, so yeah, I'll post the answer in the comments when I'm uploading the video. Okay, just one little thing. You remember that sine of 2 theta is the same thing as 2 sine theta cosine theta. Well, this is another way that you can express the sine of no, ignore me. Just, yeah, this didn't happen. This is what we just did. If I want to simplify this expression and not evaluate it, I hope you can see that this is cos squared of 28 minus sine squared of 28. It looks very similar to cos squared of some angle minus sine squared of some angle, and that is an expression for the cosine of the double angle of cosine. And there's two other ways to express that. I can express that as 2 cosine squared of theta minus 1, or as 1 minus 2 sine squared theta. So I'm just going to use these two ways that I can express it, because I want me to simplify it. Well, one way I can simplify it is by using the difference of squares. If I use the difference of squares, this will just be cosine of 28 minus sine of 28, open brackets, cosine of 28 plus sine of 28. They told me not to evaluate. That's one way of simplifying it. Another way of simplifying it is just saying it's the same thing as 2 cosine squared 28 minus 1. And the last way of simplifying it is saying it's the same thing as 1 minus 2 sine squared 28. So yeah, any of these is fine because it's simplified and it's not evaluated. I would personally prefer these two because they look shorter, but this one is not wrong either. So yeah, choose. This is your homework. I hope you enjoy the homework. If you have any questions, let me know.